Alright everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the camshaft cylinder head timing system upgrade on Project Red Baron. So I just reached a milestone. I just got my the oil pump off. So this is the pickup tube. It's got a seal on it, and as you can see, the bolts come from underneath. So the only way you can really do that, let's see where to go. I had to go buy a set of ratcheting, and if you don't have ratcheting wrenches, you're living in the Stone Age because they're amazing. But what you need is the 8mm ratcheting wrench that can swivel, so you can get underneath that flange and get it out. Getting it out wasn't terrible, but I already know getting this stuff put back in, getting the bolts started is really going to suck. So anyways, you just kind of bend the tube down a little bit and rotate the oil pump a little bit, and then slides right off. It's driven by the crank, in case you guys didn't know. It's got a couple of flat spots on the crank, and that's what drives the oil pump. I did spin the motor around a couple times today. This thing picks up dust really good on camera. And I mean, geez, can't be upset with that. Freaking awesome. Anyways, got the valve covers stripped of their paint and getting ready to paint those. I got the manifolds off the heads because I needed the bolts, and yeah, there's the front cover all cleaned up. So first little clip here. So yeah, I'm gonna get this new oil pump on here and paint these valve covers and check back in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I got the Melling high volume oil pump in. Wasn't horrible, but definitely give you a run for your money putting the bolts back in. This one right here, not a huge deal. This one right here, kind of a big deal. So what I ended up doing was taking a small pair of spring-loaded pliers and grabbing the bolt just under the head of the bolt and using my other hand to put pressure underneath the head of the bolt to hold it up, and slowly trying to get it started like this. It's hard. You have to do both of them this way, but this one is really hard. So I got it going, thankfully, and then finished it off with our sweet little ratcheting wrench. So it's in. I torqued the bolts. Those are 89 inch-pounds. And if you're not aware, LMR.com has a spreadsheet that shows every single torque spec for the 3-valve motor, which is super helpful. I was trying to figure out where the heck I was going to find all this information, and they have it all right there on a spreadsheet. So, and they even show you the head bolt pattern torquing sequence and all that stuff, and the the intake manifold torquing sequence and everything else. So super helpful. Check out lmr.com. It's actually where I buy a lot of my stuff as far as parts and stuff go. So anyways, not paid by them obviously, but so anyways, I got the oil pump in now. So now I'm going to concentrate. I got to clean up some stuff in here. The AC pump's got a bunch of grime on it. I got to clean up a little bit, and then I'm gonna get these valve covers painted real quick. I bought some black crinkle paint, so I thought it would look kind of cool, a little cleaner than the blue covers I had on there before. So anywho, check back with you in just a minute. Got the oil pump in. I still need to torque the sandwich plate down for the oil cooler, but see, we got the oil cooler lines coming off there. And then I got the oil cooler mounted up front, just behind the grill here. See it right there. This is the corner of it right here. So it's the only kind of logical place I could put it with the length hoses that I had. It's kind of high, but there's a good part to that. Typically rocks, you get kicked up in front of you or down lower, so maybe it'll be safer up here. Hopefully it won't drain back into the engine for checking the oil levels and stuff. It shouldn't, because the hoses are down the bottom here, which are pretty close to the level of like the oil filter area. So anyway, that's all done. Still got to clean up the head surface. This oil cooler thing took a little longer than I was expecting, but oh, there it is. But I had to trim some of the grill back a little bit for clearance. But overall, it didn't go too bad. Unfortunately, I can't run my fog lights anymore, which is kind of a bummer, but I wasn't running them before, so not for very long anyways. So here's the valve covers. Turned out pretty cool. It's like a crinkle texture. Looks, I don't know, looks pretty sweet. So I got those done. I had to redo my cooling hoses for the brakes. Still got a couple of things to tidy up there, but that's where we're at right now. So had to go start dinner, so had to break away for a little bit. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Still got a few more things I'm probably gonna do today. I have a gigantic mess, so I need to clean that up. But I did. So I was running K&N filters on this car, but the little nut on the end of the filter won't clear the sway bar. As you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's pretty close. So I couldn't get the K&N filter back on. So I guess I'll just run Motorcraft now, which is a good filter too. So even this one barely gets on there, but it gets on, and once you screw it in, it's got plenty of clearance. So got that all done. Let's see. I got to clean off the head surfaces still. I got the front bumper all buttoned up. I got the brake ducts hooked back up and everything. Let's see. Yeah, I showed you guys the valve covers. Pretty stoked on those. Turned out pretty sweet. So, anywho, a little more cleanup in here. I got to start picking up the garage and organizing my stuff and getting ready for next week. So, basically, what I have left to do is clean the heads. I gotta swap the seals in the front cover. Let's see. Oh, I need to modify the. I gotta open up my new cam phasers and put in the Livernoise cam phaser limiters. Gotta put those in this week. But for the most part, all the dirty, nasty, ugly, hard work is over. Now it's just a matter of getting the heads on, getting all the timing stuff situated, and then reassemble the rest of the motor. That should be it. So pretty pumped. I was going to fill up the oil cooler hoses with oil, and I kind of forgot. So when you do one of these deals, they tell you to unplug the crank sensor and crank it until your oil pressure light goes away, so before you start it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the plugs out of the heads, so that way it cranks nice and easy and cranks fast, and there's no pressure on anything. And I'll crank it for probably, they say, about 30 seconds. So that's I did put oil inside of the pump. I got that turned over and got some oil on both sides of it. I filled the oil filter up as far as I could. So hopefully the motor won't go too long without getting oil pressure to it when I go to start it. So once I prime it, it should be pretty much good to go. So anyways, I got everything cleaned up. I got all the grime off everything underneath. So everything's looking pretty good now. Like I said, just a few more things to go clean up wise to get ready, and then I'm just waiting on my heads. So that'll be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about what's going on here, just leave a comment. All right, until next time, we'll see you later. Okay, so just a addendum to the previous clips. I actually pulled off the two hoses here, took them up to as high as I could get them in the engine compartment, and got as much oil into them as I possibly could. I got about a quart in there, so probably didn't fill it up all the way, but better than not getting any oil in there and being completely dry from this hose all the way around back to this hose. So at least I think at least the hoses are probably full of oil, so shouldn't take too long to get oil pressure of the motor once I start priming it. So anyways, see, I cleaned up a little bit down here. It's kind of hard to tell, but there was a lot of sludge in this area right here, and I'm pretty sure that's because that gasket was bad for the oil filter adapter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Cleaned up the garage a little bit, and we're just getting down to the small stuff left now to get ready for the heads to show up. So anywho, that's it. We'll see you next time.